Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. We're going to work on a crochet project today. I have a thought in mind for next year, 2024, to make a granny square blanket, but not all the same squares. So I'm thinking do a couple of January themed, February themed, things like that, to make one big blanket that's more of a holiday thing for the entire year. So to prepare myself mentally, I'm going to do just a generic granny square. Now, I know that most people that start crocheting, they start with the granny square. The reason I didn't do that is because I thought granny squares were only used to make blankets, and you had to make like 100 of them. And I don't have the attention span or interest span to do 100 of the same exact thing over and over and over again. So I started with amigurumi. I made just little things for friends and family this past year, 2023. Each month that I had a friend's birthday, I made them a little amigurumi. So I've made a Mimikyu for my brother. I made a little dinosaur for my brother-in-law. I made the Peppa Pig for my neighbor's daughter. A variety of things. So I kind of started on the harder end rather than starting with the easy granny square. But I wanted to do a granny square, just a generic one. That way it's easy for you guys to follow along. It's the same crochet stitches that I used in the heart. It's all double crochet, so it's nothing crazy. And also I found out that granny squares can be all used for all sorts of things. Most people use them for blankets, but you can make clothes out of them, sweaters, shirts, skirts. A lot of people make hats, scarves, things like that. But I also figure out that you can take a granny square and make it as big as you want, so you can make it into a dishcloth or a hot pad or something like that. And those things I would probably use more of than trying to do a granny square blanket. So that's what we're doing today. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so let me show you. This is kind of what I made, just a generic granny square. This one obviously is too small to be a hot pad or dishcloth, but I had already actually recorded me doing this and the video went to crap. So hey, third time's a charm. So we have just I love this yarn. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It was on the clearance section for $1.24. I try and find discounted yarn because this originally was $5 and I got it for $1.24. I would rather have something I wouldn't think to get, because I would never think to get this, but I have a feeling the pattern's going to be really pretty with all of those colors in it. So I got it along with $12 worth of other yarn, and they were all $1.24. So definitely check out the clearance section in Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever you get your craft store stuff. Also, thrift stores. They sometimes have bulk bags of yarn for really cheap. So I would definitely check that out. Don't think that you have to pay full price for yarn unless you're looking for a specific color. Then you will most likely have to pay the full price. But I like to get clearance items. And then I have my crochet kit. There are a few missing because I'm in the middle of working on other projects, but I think for this one, we're going to go ahead and use the 4mm. I don't know if that's showing. There we go. 4mm. Because that seems to be a good size for this kind of yarn. We're going to do that. Now, I'm not going to use the stitch marker or the counting little gadget that comes. I don't know what they're called. Let me pull it up here. The stitch counter, that's what it is. I'm not going to use this because the stitches are pretty simple. It's all double crochet, and there's more counting while you're going along, because the only pattern I found, I actually had to adjust it because, one, they didn't use a magic ring, which I like those, and two, it didn't actually tell you how many stitches go on each row. So I had to figure that out myself anyways. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, both ends. Okay, hopefully this seems to be the right end. Let's see if I can pull this one here. You know, 9 times out of 10, I can't find the end, and then the times that I do, I find both ends, so I have to figure out which one is actually at the other end. Because if you don't take that out, then it ends up getting all twisted, and you can't yank it out like you want to. Let me get some yarn out. So the first step, and I'm sorry if I don't go slow enough. I should go pretty slow because I'm not exactly a fast crocheter. But I know that my heart crochet tutorial, that went really slow for each stitch. So if you need something slower, revert back to that video, or just ask me in the comments to do another video a little slower, and I can do that for you. So I make my magic circle. And I like to do an extra chain so that it's already up where it needs to be. That way it doesn't start off at a slope. And we're going to do, two, is that right? Yeah, 2 double crochets. One, two. Okay, so that first chain 2 there, that actually counts as a double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3 double crochets, even though I only did 2 actual double crochets. We're going to chain 2, and do 3 double crochets. Chain 2, three double crochets, oops, fell off the hook there. Okay, so we did 3, chain 2, three double crochets. Okay, now what you'll do is you'll pull the ring to pull it in, and you see you have a little square. Now, sorry, it's cold and I'm still dealing with the being sick a couple weeks ago. The 2 chain makes these little holes in the corner. This is where you do your extra stitches so that you keep that point in that square shape. Okay, so I need to do, I'm going to pull this pretty tight. I need to do 2 single crochets so that I finish off that corner, and then I'm going to go into where that chain was, that first double chain, and slip stitch. Okay, so you have your square. So then we do chain 2. And I'm going to, it looks like I'm going backwards, but whenever you do the the corner pieces, but it'll make sense when I move on to the rest. You have to go into the hole there. Otherwise, it won't be a square. So I'm going to do my double crochet in there. Now we had 3 regular double crochets, so we're going to go into those 3. I don't know if I can show you on here. You see that extra little loop there? That's where I do my first double crochet. So that little loop will keep it from being in the corner, but it'll also allow me to still do the 3 that I need to do. That also will make more sense as we get further on. The first row here is a little wonky trying to explain, but it'll make sense when we get further down. So there's 1. You'll do 1 double crochet in each spot. So there's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. Now, each time that you reach the corner space where you did the 2 chain, what you're going to do is you're going to do 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet. That'll keep that corner, and it'll also allow the square to grow. So we're going to do 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 2 single, 2 double. Okay, now we're going to do 3 double crochet, 1 in each spot. Okay, we're to the corner now, so we're doing 2 double crochet, 2 single crochet, 2 double crochet. Two single and 2 double. Okay, and we got 3 more doubles there. Oops. Make sure you go underneath both chains, otherwise it won't look right. Okay, we're to the next corner. Got 2 double crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 double crochets. That's really the only thing that's consistent as far as counting. Okay, then we got 3 more. This is the last side. As you can see, we did, this is where the start of the second row is. Let me find that little. Okay, now the beginning of this row we did 2 double crochet. So 1 is the actual double crochet, 1 is the chain 3. So there's already 2 in this spot. So all we need to do is 2 double crochet, and 2 single crochet. And then we connect, come on, we connect it to the top here with a slip stitch. Okay. A nice little square there. Just pulling the ring a little tighter. Now, like I said, this is a generic granny square. So what I'm going to do next year is, like for for February, they have granny squares with hearts in them. I'm sure there's one with a Cupid or something. I'm sure there is. I actually am subscribed to a mailing list that sends me free crochet patterns, and although it gets obnoxious when you get like 5 emails in one day, it does have a lot of cool things in it. Like all the granny squares that I'm going to use next year, all of them were emailed to me and are free patterns. If you ever need inspiration or suggestions or ideas on crocheting, definitely sign up for one of those crochet email lists. Like I said, it does get a little obnoxious, but just delete the ones you don't want and save the ones you do. Okay. Now this was one thing that kind of irritated me about the generic pattern that I found. They don't tell you how many crochets to do. They just say crochet in the previous loops. Well, that doesn't really help me in my brain. I like to know numbers. So you know that you did 3 on the bottom and you added 2 on either side. So this row, although we still do the 2 double crochet, 2 single, 2 double in the corners, you're actually going to do 7 double crochets up top. That will keep your count correct and keep growing your square. So you're going to do your chain 2 and your double crochet in the loop. You know, in the scheme, these colors look really pretty, but I'm not really liking the color scheme here. But it's all good. I get to show you guys stuff. That's all that matters. So I did my 2, and then I'm going to do 7 double crochets along the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I may have done this a little too tight, but that's normal for me, so okay. Oh, come on. Work with me here. Okay. Oh, crap. See, guys, you're here along with me, so hopefully me screwing up is allowing you to catch up or just get a drink of water or something. Oh, this is ridiculous. I see it. It's right there. Loop over. Okay. There we go. Never claimed to be professional. Just trying to share what I've learned. We all learn new things, hopefully on a daily basis. Okay, so we're in the corner. Same deal. It's 2 double crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 double crochets. That's the only count part that will not change. we have 7 on either side. And like I said, the first stitch goes in that little loop there. In the corner again. Now I realize that the fancy ones I'm doing next year will not be this simple, but I kind of wanted to make sure I understood the concept, because all of the squares end up the same. It's just the center that has the special design. So as long as I understand how to get the corners, I think that'll help me to figure out how to do the fancy stuff. Okay, so we need 7. I must have skipped. The first row shouldn't have been as hard as it was, but maybe it's just because it was the first row. Okay, let me get some more yarn. Okay, 2 double crochet, 2 single crochet, 2 double crochet. Another thing about this pattern, you can use single crochets instead of double crochets. You could probably even use triple crochets, or treble. I think they're treble. Obviously the single will be smaller and the triple will be bigger. So that's obviously your prerogative on that. I like the double crochets. I think they're fun. But I think the single will definitely go a lot faster as far as the speed around, and then the treble will go faster as far as how fast it goes, how fast it gets bigger. So if you have some designs, like if you had a multicolor yarn like this and you wanted to make sure all the colors went a certain way, then yeah, do single or do treble or do whatever pattern you wanted to do, so long as you still increase the corners like they're supposed to. Okay, 7. Oops. Okay, so we're in the last corner. We already did the 2 double on the one side, so we need to finish it with 2 double and 2 single to connect it. And 2 single. and then you connect it with a slip stitch at the top. Okay. So, like I said, obviously this size is not big enough for a dishcloth or a pot holder, but you can keep going. So this next row, so we had 3, and then we added 4 because you have those 2 double crochets on either side. So 3 plus 4, so 7. And then the next row will be 7 plus 4, which is 11. And then you keep going. Just keep adding 4 on either side, on each row, and that'll tell you how many stitches you're looking for. That way you're not losing stitches, you're not, and your project isn't going, you know, at an angle, or it's shorter on one side and bigger on the other, ending up a trapezoid. But yeah, that's a generic granny square right there. I think I'm going to keep going. Not for you guys, just because I kind of want to use this. I think it'll work as a hot pad. But at the end, here, let me go ahead and do the end. So on this end, I didn't finish it because I realized that I couldn't use the video. But for the end, all you're going to do is you're going to chain however long of a loop or big of a loop you want. So if you wanted a little guy, just stop wherever is comfortable for you. If you wanted it to hang on a little button, that'd probably be a perfect size. If you have a pretty big knob for your the drawers in your kitchen, then go longer, and then you'll just slip stitch into here and create your knot, and then you will weave in the string to give it a finished look. So that, my friends, is a granny square. Now, like I said, there are so many projects using granny squares. I'm sure you could Google granny square scarf or granny square sweater or anything like that, and it will tell you, you know, how many you need, how big they need to be, and then how to combine it, all that fun stuff. I'm looking for more of simple things like pot holders and dishcloths. I actually had to make one on vacation with my family because the place we were staying didn't have one, and Mom wanted to wash dishes. So I made her a little dishcloth, and it worked perfect. Now she's used to yarn like this softer yarn. The yarn that I used for that project was more of a stiffer yarn, which to me makes more sense as far as cleaning, but I think because this is softer, you're able to clean dishes easier, get into the crevices and such with the dishcloth, but that's neither here nor there. So there is the granny square. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or want me to redo something or try something different, then by all means drop me a comment. I'm hoping to make some of these for when I decide to start selling the jewelry I've been making, and because you know, I can't just make one type of thing. So I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will drop a video hopefully next Sunday. I'm trying to get more consistent, but it's been a rocky road for my YouTube channel, and just how videos are going, and then I was sick and blah blah blah. So I'm hoping to have a video a week just to be more consistent with you guys. I do have a lot of projects lined up. I have some more crochet projects, resin projects. I have a couple sewing projects, and I'm hoping to keep it not boring for you guys. So have a great week, and I will see you later.